Hop Media.
Hi guys, welcome to our next guest, Gypsy. Welcome to our show, Gypsy. So tell us who you are and what do you do?
I perform at Gypsy Fire. I am actually a fire performer. I've been a dancer since I was a kid, about 14 years old. About 14 years ago, someone said, they found out I was a dancer, they asked, would you like to learn how to do this with fire? I'm like, is this always an option? I'm also a singer, and I can do all of that at the same time.
How long have you been doing the fire? Just the 14 years?
The fire, yeah, the 14 years I've been. So I was in an artist collective out in Kansas City called the Five Track, and I'm a painter. So I had an easel set up in the basement, and I would hear the belly dance class sort of above me, and like from the time I was a kid, I've always danced, and I would go crash that class.
Okay.
Right. So there were fire performers in the collective, and they decided that they wanted to teach me. At the time, I actually worked at haunted houses. There are 5-story haunted houses, the best in the nation. I was doing, makeup, FX makeup, and I was a vampire out there, scaring people. And so I had quit this year, and I was gonna take a year off from the haunted houses, and I went down to hang out with one of the fire performers, and I had these practice sticks, right?
Yeah.
And I'd only been holding them for like 6 weeks at this point, maybe. And the owner of the haunted houses saw me down there hanging out with the fire performer that they had, and he's like, "Hey, you light those things on fire? You got a permanent job here." I was like, you don't want me. It's like, I haven't been doing this long enough, It's like, you don't want me. You don't. It's like, I promise you. But then it was because he knew me. It was like making a deal with the Godfather. It's like, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. He just kept sweetening the pot until I finally said yes. And I basically ate, breathed. I slept with those. I went everywhere with those sticks in my hand, and I practiced 10 hours a day because it's like, I'm not lighting myself on fire. It's like, but I couldn't say no to the job.
Yeah.
The way he made it, I couldn't say no to the job. So 6 weeks after I ever picked up a prop and not on fire, I was being paid to perform professionally with fire every night.
Wow.
So it was a trip, and I got so many hours in, it's like I went from 2 props to that wasn't enough. So I added 4 props, and then I just kept adding more and more and more and more. And I've been, bored though. I've been bored.
You've been wanting something?
Well, not necessarily. Just 10 years ago in Kansas City, I was performing every other weekend or so. But for the last few years, it's been like pulling teeth, maybe 20, 25 days a year, the entire year. And that includes having the Renaissance Festival contract out there. That includes my contracts, my stage shows, everything. And I was just bored. I was like, time for a change to go to Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, definitely Vegas is definitely where people come to change a lot. I've noticed that.
Well, I changed before I got here.
Yeah. Like, before you got here, what got you to kind of say, I'm done with Kansas, I want to come start something new?
So before I started dating this guy, I had already decided this was the place I wanted to be.
Okay.
And this is 8-9 years ago, and I started dating this guy, and he said, we'll do anything that you want. I'll follow you anywhere. This and that. Big liar. And I ended up marrying this guy, and he was growing roots into the floor, and he wanted me to sit down and watch TV and grow those roots with him. You know, because I'm shiny.
Yeah.
Until people realize I'm not going to change and I'm going to keep following my dreams. I'm going to keep chasing what I want, and that they can't change me and they can't make me sit still. You know, and finally I hit a breaking point. I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable, and I was 39 years old, and I decided that I was going to change everything it took for me to not have anything unhealthy in my life when I turned 40. So I asked for a divorce, told him he's got to go, and at that point I quit smoking, I quit drinking, I went off some prescriptions I didn't need. I was done with everything unhealthy, starting with him. You know, so I've been sober for almost 2 years, trying to navigate the entertainment industry, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Sober
amazing.
entertainers.
Yeah.
There's not many of us, especially in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm about to say, especially in Vegas.
Especially in Vegas,
not
there's not
many
many
of
of us.
those. Majority of performers end up being drunk while performing.
You know, I've seen that. Only a couple of times I've seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, it's way bad when it's with fire.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm not like. I love watching people do circus acts or even stuff like that. Like it's so entertaining to me.
I'm so blessed. Like the amount of incredibly talented people that I am surrounded by here, it's just insane. Even back there, you know, but there's not really a market for it in Kansas City. But out here, there is, and just the numbers of talent that I know. Like I'm blessed, honestly, and it's not even about me, man. The people that I know, the people that I have in my life, are just unbelievable. They're incredible people. You know, we're all on different paths. We all have something, you know, that we're striving for. Like me, there's no market for what I can do in Kansas City. Like I'm a singer. I can sing. That's where, you know, Ace found me to say, hey, come do this. Come do this interview. But like I can sing and perform with fire at the same time. There's no market for that in Kansas City. Here, sure, and I'll find it at some point. But you know, I've got friends that travel the Renaissance Festival. I got friends on cruise ships. I have friends who do, you know, state fairs and, you know, county fairs, and I have some of the most incredible friends. I have friends on the Strip. You know, in the Awakening, I went on the field day with the entire cast and crew.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just blessed to know all of the people I know, honestly. And being out here feels like home. I never felt home in Kansas City. So it was a change, but for the better for sure.
Yeah. I don't know, like Vegas, obviously it's known as Sin City. People come out here where they're not accepted anywhere else. And it's a lot of people I've seen, a lot of people say, this is home. Because I feel like I'm accepted. I can do something crazy and people will clap. They won't just, automatically judge you or, push you away. But obviously, no matter where you go, you're gonna have judgment.
Right.
But here it's more accepted to do, entertainment.
I heard somebody say once that this is the only city in the world where you can walk down the Strip in a ball gown at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody bats an eye.
Yeah. People going down the Strip constantly in wedding dresses.
Yes, you do.
Costumes.
Yes, we do out here.
All the time.
It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting place. And this city feels like there's literally a niche, a place for every single person. Mm-hmm. Just the other night, I was on stage singing Alice in Chains in a speakeasy behind a barber shop. It's like there's something for everyone. There's
secret places here.
There's a lot of little secret places around here. But yeah, I was really bored out there. want to do more with my fire. I've always wanted to do more with my fire. I've been doing it professionally for 14 years, but watching Kansas City was actually heartbreaking because a lot of venues, almost all of the venues, they either changed or they sold out and changed hands, or they shut down completely. And you were getting hired less and less and less and less and less, as an entertainer. They're truly open to conferences and tournaments and all of the. If you're a Swiftie or a sports bro, please go. If you're not, you're gonna have a hard time finding something for you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just it never felt like home. Mm-hmm. But this place, like you said, it does. It for all the wayward outcasts.
Yeah, I definitely have my own where I don't feel like I fit in, but sometimes it's good to not fit in.
You're from here though.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Mm-hmm. It's like I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I think it's because I was born and raised here that I grew up around the Vegas people.
Right.
Like I feel like entertainment is more accepted than like how can I say? I don't know. I just felt like I've never been with this generation nowadays, and I'm like stick. But I mean, it's gotten me to where I'm at now. So.
I understand. I get it. I came here. Art and music aren't really accepted out in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. They like to watch people on TV entertain them, and they'll do it all day. Like America's Got Talent, or whatever movie, whatever TV show, and any of that. But if you're from the Midwest, that's not your calling. You are supposed to work hard, plan for retirement, buckle down. Art and music aren't real careers. You need to focus on something else, And it doesn't matter if you have all of the talent in the world or just a dream. Yeah. They make sure that that that's not for you. Yeah. You're not supposed to be an entertainer. You're supposed to work hard. It's first of all, I do work hard, but I work hard at both.
Mm-hmm. And that's good because you're doing something you're passionate about, working hard, and you're happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm broken a lot. I spend a lot of time dancing.
Yeah, it's definitely exhausling.
And there's a muscle rub I could crawl inside of it and just live there.
But when it comes to your performance, your dancing with fire, or you singing and dancing with fire.
That one's hard, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you ever had any major injuries or anything like that?
We all have, all of us, every one of us, because anybody who plays with fire, and especially for a living, or whatever. Anybody who has ever played with fire has gotten an injury from it. And anyone who says they haven't is either lying or hasn't been doing it long enough. The thing about it is, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. You can't be afraid of it. It's like, I have respect for the fire. I know what it can do. And I've got a good sized one right here. Because I got cocky. And I needed to repair my props, and I thought, it's like I had a long weekend ahead of me. Sewing Kevlar is no joke, by the way. I don't wish that on my enemy. I used to say that I wanted to get famous enough to have someone else sew the Kevlar when I had to replace.
Yeah.
But now I just want to be able to sell my used props, sign it, sell it. I'm just buying new ones because I really just Kevlar's. It stops bullets. Yeah. Think of what it does to needles. But so I didn't want to. I didn't want to sew them, and I needed to. And I was like, they'll make it the weekend. And they didn't. And I have this fun party trick where I play with 4 sticks at a time, and I do a bunch of manipulations. Well, the ones over here got the Kevlar broke free, and it unraveled, and it caught on the other one, and it popped back on my arm. I shoved my arm underneath it because it was either let it fall and let everyone see it fall and you know that I screwed up, or or just shove my arm underneath it and catch it, and I did that and put it back in place, and I still had a good 2 minutes left on that burn. I kept going, but now I pay really close attention to what needs to be fixed.
Oh, that's crazy.
But all of us have all had an injury or two. All of us have. It's ridiculous to think that somebody's going to play with fire and not get burned.
Yeah, you would think that. But for most people that definitely do want to see your performances, and if you have anything going on in the future, how can we hit you up on social media?
You can hit me up on social media. I'm on Instagram. It's _GypsyFire _ all one word, spelled correctly because I don't play those games. It's GYPSYFIRE. But the thing I have coming up next, because I just got here in October. I'm not working. I'm doing things like this.
Yeah.
And the only thing I have coming up is with a group called the Pyro Coven. We are performing before the man burns at Burning Man this year.
Oh, okay.
So that's exciting. That's in front of 70,000 people. I can't wait for that energy.
We can't wait to see it. I definitely, hopefully, if I do go, maybe we'll see. Hopefully, see you there. Anyways, it was great having you. I think that's all the questions I have for you today.
Perfect.
Awesome. It was great having you at Naomi's Cafe.
Thank you. It was interesting. I mean, you're a great host.
Thank you. It was
It's
great
nice to
having
be
you.
here.